There is this massive debate currently going on in the World of Warcraft community. You've got people arguing for Classic Cataclysm as well as Classic Plus. People saying, dude, Cataclysm is the best way forward for Classic WoW. Others saying, no, Classic Plus is the best way forward for Classic WoW. And Blizzard is caught in the middle looking left and right, probably thinking, oh man, what are we supposed to do here? The community wants one thing, we can only deliver so much. I want to talk about this great debate today, and I want to see where you guys stand on it, as well as sharing some of my own opinions and observations. And let's just see what the World of Warcraft community truly wants, shall we? Before we dive into all that, though, I do have to thank this channel's sponsor, Zygor, linked down below in the description. If you want the ultimate guide add-on for leveling, mount collecting, gold making, achievement farming, Classic WoW, Dragonflight, Hardcore Classic, it doesn't matter. Zygor's got you covered. Link down below. Check them out today. To start this video off, I want to talk about what is Cataclysm and what is Classic Plus for those people that maybe never played Cataclysm, or for those people that have no idea what the heck Classic Plus even is. I'm going to just kind of go through this very quickly. Cataclysm was the World of Warcraft expansion that completely overhauled the old world. Pretty much what happens lore-wise is Deathwing erupts out of Deepholm, and it causes tsunamis and earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, and the whole world of Azeroth is changed entirely forevermore. We also had the introduction of the Goblins as well as the Worgen races to both the Alliance and the Horde. We got new race and class combos added to the game. We had a higher level cap, tons of dungeon and raiding content, and also flying mounts in Azeroth at last. In Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms, flying mounts, dude. Cataclysm, unfortunately, well, at least up until like Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands and stuff, Cataclysm was considered World of Warcraft's worst expansion. Like, compared to Wrath of the Lich King and TBC, Cataclysm was seen with immense disfavor among the community. And I know some of you guys weren't there to witness it, but this was a really, hated expansion. People really felt that Blizzard had gone the completely wrong direction with the game, but we'll talk more about that in a second. So what is Classic Plus exactly? For those of you guys that maybe have heard this term being thrown around, but you don't really know what it is. Classic Plus is essentially Classic WoW, but just more classic. What Classic Plus is really subjective. It really just depends on who you ask. Classic Plus can be the addition of new zones to Kalimdor in the Eastern Kingdoms, new races like the Goblins, Ogres, or something being added in, new race and class combinations, more quests being added to Classic WoW. It's not an expansion to Classic, it's just adding more Classic to Classic. Pretty much. People love Classic. They don't want to see us go off to Outland. They want to stay in Kalimdor, stay in the Eastern Kingdoms, more content being swelled into those areas. That's what Classic Plus is. And this is a topic that people have been talking about for many years now, even going back to before Classic WoW even was re-released in 2019. And a lot of private servers have capitalized on this hype and are currently running servers where you can play Classic Plus and get to experience, these private servers' vision of what Classic Plus would be. Obviously, Blizzard Classic Plus would be a lot different, though. It really just depends on whatever ideas they come up with for the Classic world. So the question is, which of these two paths is the best path forward for World of Warcraft Classic? Should we follow the path of Cataclysm, the expansion that really hurt World of Warcraft when it came to numbers? Or should we go down the path of Classic Plus, which is untested, untried, it's brand new content? What do you guys think? Well, let's talk about the pros and cons of each option, shall we? And then we can make our decision, okay? Let's start by talking about the pros of going down the Cataclysm path. The first big thing is that very little stress on Blizzard Entertainment. Cataclysm has already been made. It's not like some expansion or patch that they have to build up from the groundwork. No, it's already done. It just needs to be re-released. That's all. The next thing is that when it comes to Cataclysm, as maybe this can be a good thing or a bad thing, but people know what to expect with Cataclysm. It's not like Cataclysm is this big mystery where we don't know what the first raid is going to be. We don't know what the content is going to be like. Obviously, some of you guys watching this, you never played Cataclysm back in the day, like maybe me and other people have. But, we know what to expect. We know how to handle the dungeons and raids, and that can be a good thing. And also, there's something that really needs to be said about Cataclysm. Cataclysm, I think, needs a second chance, right? When Cataclysm came out back in the day, I mentioned it earlier in the video, this was seen as a massive step down in quality, for World of Warcraft and Blizzard. And maybe we've been a little too harsh on Cataclysm. I've seen some videos popping up on YouTube here and there of people giving Cataclysm another chance, talking about it and how good it actually was back in the day. I don't personally agree with a lot of these points, but that's maybe a topic for another time, for another video. But maybe Cataclysm does deserve a second chance to really redeem itself, especially after we've had to endure things like Shadowlands. Cataclysm is probably going to be like gold in comparison. But let's also talk about the pros of Classic Plus. First of all, people really love Classic WoW, like classic WoW. I think that's very evident by how big and popular the hardcore scene became over the past, like, year and a half, 2 years, however long it's been. OG 2004, 2005 World of Warcraft just has a special place in many people's hearts, including my own. And people want more classic. They just want more of what they love. And they want to just go on a new adventure in the classic world within that classic vibe or feeling. So the first pro would just be it's a new adventure in classic WoW. Now, of course, that could also be a con because Blizzard could give us a very lackluster Classic Plus experience, but the opportunity for a new adventure to explore new zones, do new quests, delve into new dungeons and raids in the, classic WoW world, classic WoW talent trees and everything, that's exciting for a lot of people, including me. This is actually the second pro that I wrote down, and it's simply that a lot of people want to play Classic Plus. I'd be very curious, to do a poll on this, but I think if we were to do one and we asked the question, what would you rather play, Cataclysm or Classic Plus? I think the opportunity to, go on a new adventure in Old Azeroth would be more appealing than just doing Cataclysm again. Unless, of course, you're talking about people that never played Cataclysm, in which case that is a new adventure for them. But Classic Plus would be new for everybody. There's also, as I mentioned earlier in the video, a lot of private servers currently profiting off of Classic Plus, for better or for worse. And if Blizzard wants to stop losing players to these servers that are hosted in Russia, they probably should release their own version of Classic Plus that is better than what is currently being offered behind the scenes. And last but not least, Classic WoW brought a huge number of players back to World of Warcraft for Classic, for TBC, for Wrath of the Lich King. But many of those people have moved off now. So offering to them the thing that brought them back to the game, Classic WoW, but just more classic in a new way that they can experience in 2023 or 2024, whenever this would come out, that would be very enticing to bring a lot of people back to the game. But now, before we render any sort of conclusions, we got to talk about the cons of Cataclysm and Classic Plus. We got to be fair. And let's just start with Cataclysm. The first biggest con of Cataclysm, and this has been said for years now, is just simply that Cataclysm completely changes the old world. This might not seem that significant to some people that aren't playing Classic or didn't live through this back in the day, but Azeroth and Kalimdor are very, sacred to the players. And so destroying it and changing the world, yeah, this was okay at first, but you did see it very quick back in the day where people became nostalgic for pre-Cataclysm. They didn't like how Ashenvale became a giant volcano. They didn't like how the questing system became more linear in Cataclysm. The old world was severely missed, and I think it would be severely missed again in Cataclysm. That's my first con. The second is that really there's not a lot of hype for Cataclysm Classic. I mean, there's some certainly, but nowhere near as much as TBC or Wrath of the Lich King. So is Cataclysm Classic gonna be a big success, or are more people just gonna be playing on hardcore? I don't know. But the third and fourth big cons about Classic Cataclysm that I unfortunately have to bring up is, well, number one, Blizzard has put the World of Warcraft token into Wrath of the Lich King Classic, meaning that that is going to spill over into Cataclysm Classic. I know there's a lot of you watching this right now that quit Wrath of the Lich King the moment that they brought the WoW token into the game. I myself stopped playing Wrath of the Lich King around that time. Now, I know that some of you guys aren't going to understand that. Maybe we'll make a video on that topic another time, but there have been other videos made by other content creators talking about that subject. But the WoW token being implemented into Classic WoW was like a final nail in the coffin for a lot of people. And if that wasn't bad enough, we had the bot spam. This is something that is still a plague in Wrath of the Lich King Classic, and it's going to be a problem in Cataclysm Classic, just the sheer amount of bots that are going to be infesting these servers. If people are not playing Wrath of the Lich King Classic that much, I really highly doubt a lot of people are going to play Cataclysm Classic, because Cataclysm doesn't have that title character Arthas, that cool lore set in Northrend and whatnot. Cataclysm doesn't have that, that oomph that Wrath of the Lich King has that keeps the people playing. And as for Classic Plus in terms of cons, First of all, bots could also very well be a problem on Classic Plus. I totally see them being a problem. Unanswered GM tickets and all the crap that players have had to endure on the Classic servers when it comes to their relationship to Blizzard Entertainment and them not actually taking proper care of the game. That's probably going to be present on Classic Plus as well, like no question. But the other thing, and this is a big one, no one has to say this because we all know it, if Blizzard did decide to go down the route of giving us Classic Plus, it's going to eat into their resources, right? The Blizzard, game development team is only so big. And if you have some people working on, retail WoW and the next expansion after Dragonflight, and you have some people working on Classic WoW Hardcore, making updates to that, people working on maybe Cataclysm Classic as well as Classic Plus, you're really dividing the Blizzard development team. To be fair, Blizzard has plenty of money to spare. They can certainly afford to do this, but you are going to be stretching the resources thin, and who knows what sort of quality of product we're going to get if Blizzard's resources are spread so thin. But I think the biggest con of Classic Plus is that there really is no guarantee of success. This is something that I have talked about in previous videos. It's something that you guys talk about frequently down in the comment section below, and most likely some of you are probably already, leaving this comment before I even got to this part of the video. Blizzard really doesn't seem to know nowadays what is best for the World of Warcraft community. It really seems like they're just kind of guessing. And whenever Blizzard does do something good for the WoW community, like for example, the hardcore movement, that had nothing to do with Blizzard. That was not their idea in any way, shape, or form. This was the community saying, hey, this is cool. Let's make a whole add-on and website and stuff about it. And Blizzard was like,
hey, this is a good idea. If only we could think of good ideas.
So they stole it, and then they made their own version of it. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. It's just Blizzard is at their best when they're stealing ideas. Like, that's what Blizzard has always done since the early days, like, as a company. Every good thing that Blizzard has ever created has just been stolen or just completely ripped off of something better. Like, that's Blizzard Entertainment. I'm not complaining. No one is complaining, okay? The point is that there is no guarantee that Blizzard is going to be able to pull off a good and successful, Classic Plus with interesting lore, interesting characters. There's no guarantee that Blizzard is going to be able to continue that good old Classic WoW vibe with like new zones and, content and whatnot. There's no guarantee of that. It's very possible that Blizzard will, create this sort of content and the private servers are still going to have better Classic Plus content than Blizzard's Classic Plus content. And if that happens, goodness gracious, like that would just be a big embarrassment, on Blizzard's part. I think really those are just the pros and cons of Cataclysm and Classic Plus. To throw my own opinion out there, and I'm just one opinion among many, I mean, my opinion is worth just as much as yours. I personally don't think that Blizzard is going to pull off a Classic Plus that's going to satisfy everyone, but I think it would be interesting to see what they can come up with, especially with people like Chris Metzen back on the team. Now that, Chris could definitely bring some real classic vibes to Classic Plus if they went down that path. At the same time, though, I would be interested in giving Cataclysm Classic a second chance because I was one of those people back in the day that felt that Cataclysm was a very weak expansion. This was actually around the same time that I got really big into being a role player. This was years ago. But I started role playing in World of Warcraft very seriously in Cataclysm because I wasn't really interested in any of the Cataclysm content. There was a lot of people that were in my exact same boat. That's why so many people left the game after Wrath of the Lich King. I don't know, what do you guys think? What would you prefer to play? Cataclysm Classic, Classic Plus? Let us know down in the comment section below, and maybe Blizzard will be watching this video and they can take some feedback directly from the comment section, so keep that in mind. Guys, if you want another video to watch, we recently made a little documentary called The Making of World of Warcraft. It's like a 21-ish minute video. In this video, we talk about the entire history of the game, its development, the struggles, the ups, the downs. We go into all of it, and I hope that you guys check out that video next. It's on your screen right now. Either way, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on Classic.